everyone, we're coming in live from Token 2049 Singapore, and we have with us yet another interesting guest from the ground of Token 2049. Benjamin from Flipster is going to tell us about all the amazing things that Flipster has been up to. And I know about quite a few of those, but we'll pick up from where we left.
With pleasure. Thanks for having me again, Varuni.
Thank you so much, Benji. It's always fun to chat with you. Tell us about what's Flipster up to, and I of course saw a big booth that Flipster has at the event.
That's true.
What are you guys planning?
That's true. We have quite a good visibility this year at Token 2049. You can see our name a little bit everywhere. We have a beautiful booth on the ground floor. We're actually delighted with the event. The scale at which Token 2049 has been growing is absolutely mind-blowing. I think it's also a testament of the industry really taking center stage into finance right now. It's not a promise anymore, it is here. And I think the atmosphere that we're seeing at Token 2049 this year is just showing that strength, showing that energy. So we're very excited. It's been a very important week. The news at Flipster are gathered around the lines of our opening of our Middle East business. We're expanding into the Middle East. We have just opened a brand new office in Dubai 3 weeks ago. We're very excited about that. We're pursuing an exchange license with the Dubai regulator, Vara. We're hoping to have that license soon now. We're working very hard to get this done very soon. We've been in the process for a while now, so we're nearing the end of the process. So that's great news, and that's a clear strategic pillar for us this year and going into 2026 is to be able to also offer a UAE-based regulated entity for our users to be able to start using our product and services out of the UAE. So that's big for us.
Absolutely. So the MENA and APAC regions have been pretty glamorous, especially if we talk about Web3 crypto adoption. How's Flipster sort of managing that regulatory environment, that ease of regulations that comes with establishing a business in UAE? And in terms of regulations, what changes have you seen, particular changes that you've seen in UAE as compared to the rest of the world?
Yeah. So it's interesting because the regulatory landscape has been as active as the crypto industry, which is funny to say for regulators, which usually move cautiously. We've seen, especially since the US administration changed in January and the crypto policy in the US has changed, we've seen a complete shift in regulatory policy globally. And that's good for the industry. That's opened the industry to new markets that we can now operate in, and the US is now one of them, when it was clearly limited up until now. And the biggest economy in the world is not a detail of the story. In the UAE, look, the UAE regulatory landscape, and that's the appeal of the UAE, has been quite stable now for 3 years. The framework is very clear. It enables, and this is why a lot of crypto companies have established themselves in the UAE because of that clarity, because of that ability to business plan.
Right.
When you open an office like we just did, when you hire people, when you apply resources and capital into those projects, you obviously want to have an element of visibility in the future of how you're going to be able to operate here. And that's what those very strong regulators are offering us, is the platform to being able not just to operate, but being able to project, to business plan ahead so that you can make the right investments now that are going to pay off in the future. So the UAE has been at the forefront of this for a while. I think there's been a big change in the last 3 months that happened in the UAE, is that the first platforms in the UAE are now able to offer derivative trading for retail customers, and that's a big change. So you also see that the regulator is also adapting to demand, but using a cautious approach, step by step, to ensure that we're not doing mistakes along the way. And so yeah, no, it's been really good so far.
Absolutely. You've spoken about derivatives trading in UAE for retailers, of course. When we talk about mass adoption, retailers form a big bit of the chunk that we call mass adoption. What are Flipster's plans for mass adoption throughout, say, the remaining of this quarter, as well as the next year? What are the, so to say, amazing plans that you guys have made?
That's true. We've just launched a very interesting partnership with World Liberty Finance, where we signed a partnership to leverage their new issued stablecoin. I'm sure you've heard Donald Jr. Trump on stage this week at Token 2049 telling you all the great things about USD1, their stablecoin. We are now offering our crypto pairs and perpetuals over USD1 stablecoins. So this is also a big change for us. It's based on client demand, clearly. I think some of our clientele wanted to be able to leverage stablecoins that, first of all, gave rewards, but second of all, also had a clear and transparent governance and way of managing reserves, and that's what these new stablecoin issuers are bringing to market. So it also shows the fact that we're moving into a more adult way of dealing with these types of topics, and that can only be good news for the entire market overall.
Right, with so many exchanges in the market already, and I think exchanges were one of the first few movers in the crypto market when the market is sort of established. But regulators have always had sort of a push and pull with exchanges. How does Flipster do it differently?
Look, I don't know if we do it differently. What I can tell you is the fact that you can only play with the rules that have been given to you. Your ability is to decide which environment, which jurisdiction, which regulatory framework is better for your business model. At this point, we've decided that the UAE was the right home for our next pan of expansion. That doesn't mean that it will be the only route. We're also looking at what's happening around the world, in Asia, in Europe, in the US now, even though at this point we do not operate in the US, we do not have any users in the US. We're also very interested in seeing how that space develops from a regulatory landscape, because once the UAE is launched, we'll be looking at other jurisdictions, obviously, and all of these are on the table. In 6 months' time, we'll see where we've gone, how far we've gone with those new regulatory announcements.
Right. What's Flipster's USP for users? The one thing that you always pitch to users.
Yeah, so we have several. We have a very unique positioning that sets us apart in the cryptocurrency scene. I'll tell you a couple. First of all, we're a platform that has been designed by traders for traders. So the founders of Flipster are professional traders that worked in hedge funds and quant trading firms on Wall Street, on TradFi. And they've designed a user experience on platform, on our tools, that is designed for speed. So it enables our customers to get in and out of positions very, very fast, frictionless. We're the platform where you can get into a position with the less number of clicks, as an example. So that has value for people that really want to trade very fast. We've also introduced something that's quite unique to us. On most of on our biggest trading pairs for perpetuals, we offer zero spread. So that means that your bid price and your ask price are the same price. And that has a lot of value, as you can imagine, for people that are looking for the best possible price in the market, which often is us in that case, or also for different arbitrage opportunities, looking at different exchanges, pricing, etc. So we have a lot of value that is derived from that. These are examples of...
Absolutely, I do agree. Any particular geographies that you are most excited about, other than, of course, UAE? We know that UAE...
So, yeah, UAE, but broadly the Middle East market. Because UAE is one of the Middle Eastern countries. We have seen a huge amount of demand in the Middle East for cryptocurrencies. For a simple reason is that the demographics of the Middle East region as a whole are really prone to the use of cryptocurrencies.
Absolutely.
The Middle East region is one of the regions where you have the youngest population in the world. The proportion, two-thirds of the population is below 35 years old. You have people with a lot of disposable income. So you have young people with money that are tech savvy. Obviously, that leads into crypto adoption easily, as you can imagine. So that's going to be a key market for us going forward, as soon as we obviously have a license in the UAE.
Makes sense. And finally, what is Flipster's roadmap for the coming years? Anything in particular that you guys are looking forward to?
Look, the roadmap is clear for the next 6 months to a year. In cryptocurrencies, we all know that a year is a decade in other industries. So at this point, we have product plans, but we don't have a 5-year plan. We have obviously a long-term vision, but the plans are more articulated around what I've just explained.
Absolutely. And are you seeing that narrative change, a positive narrative building as regulations improve?
The narrative is extremely positive.
Right.
I think what has changed is not the positive narrative, it's the fact that historically that positive narrative was secluded into the crypto guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
And now it has expanded a lot beyond that. And now you have conversations with people outside of the crypto industry that now tell you, okay, this is now interesting. This has now become serious. This is now, you've graduated as an industry. We can now talk adult to adult, and we can now have real business conversations. And that, I think, is a massive shift for the industry.
For sure. Any closing words, Benji?
Now, look, thank you again for having me on the show once again. It's been an amazing conference, and we're always
yes, absolutely, likewise. And our users are always happy to listen what Flipster is up to. Thank you so much for joining us today.